Today, we're diving into a topic that might make you stop and think, or maybe even feel a little uncomfortable. But don't worry, this isn't about judgment or pointing fingers. It's about awareness. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to work so hard but still struggle financially, while others appear to breeze through life and build wealth effortlessly? Spoiler alert, it's not just about luck. There are specific habits and mindsets that separate those who succeed from those who stay stuck in the same financial cycle. So, grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's unpack these insights together. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable steps you can start applying today to change your financial trajectory. Ready? Let's dive in. Point 1. Living beyond their means. Let's start with something most of us can probably relate to at some point in our lives: living beyond our means. Picture this. You just received your paycheck, and instead of putting part aside for savings or bills, you immediately start thinking about all the things you want. Maybe it's a new phone, a fancy dinner, or those shoes you've been eyeing for weeks. Before you know it, your account is empty, and you're left wondering where all the money went. This habit of spending more than you earn often leads to a cycle of debt, stress, and financial insecurity. Many people fall into this trap because they equate their self-worth with material possessions, try and keep up with friends, family, or societal expectations. But here's the truth. No matter how much stuff you buy, if your bank account is empty, you're not truly wealthy. So, how do successful people handle this differently? They live below their means, plain and simple. Instead of chasing the latest trends or trying to impress others, they focus on building long-term financial stability. For example, imagine someone earning $20,000 a month but only spending $15,000. That extra $5,000 can go towards savings, investments, or paying off debt. Over time, this creates a solid financial foundation. If you're ready to break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, start by tracking your expenses for 1 month. Write down every single purchase, yes, even that $2 coffee, and see where your money is really going. Once you identify areas to cut back, set a goal to save at least 10% of your income each month. Small changes like this can add up to big results over time. Remember, true wealth isn't about what you own. It's about what you keep. Point 2. Lack of budgeting. Here's another common habit that holds people back: failing to create and stick to a budget. Think about it. How many times have you reached the end of the month and wondered, where did all my money go? Without a clear plan for managing your income and expenses, it's easy to lose track of your spending. You might find yourself overspending on non-essentials, missing bill payments, or dipping into savings for emergencies. Budgeting might sound boring, but it's actually one of the most powerful tools for taking control of your finances. Successful people view budgets as roadmaps that guide their financial decisions, helping them prioritize what truly matters. To get started, try this simple exercise. Divide your expenses into 3 categories: fixed costs, variable costs, and discretionary spending. Fixed costs include things like rent, utilities, and insurance, while variable costs cover groceries, transportation, and other necessities. Discretionary spending is where the fun stuff comes in: dining out, entertainment, or shopping. Assign specific amounts to each category based on your priorities, and commit to sticking to those limits. Tools like spreadsheets or budgeting apps can make this process easier. Here's the key: a budget only works if you follow it consistently. Review your spending weekly to ensure you're staying on track. Over time, you'll notice patterns and opportunities to save even more. Remember, a budget isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. Freedom to spend guilt-free on what matters most to you, without worrying about running out of money. Point 3. Emotional spending. Ever had one of those days where everything feels overwhelming, and the only thing that makes you feel better is buying something new? Maybe it's a cute outfit, a gadget, or even just a treat from your favorite cafe. Emotional spending happens when we use purchases as a way to cope with stress, boredom, or sadness. While it might provide temporary relief, this habit can quickly spiral out of control, leaving us with depleted savings and growing credit card balances. The problem is, emotional spending doesn't solve the root cause of our feelings. It just masks them temporarily, creating a vicious cycle of guilt and regret. The good news? There's a better way to handle those emotions. Wealthy individuals practice mindful spending, which means pausing before making any purchase to ask themselves, do I really need this, or am I just trying to feel better? Try implementing a 24-hour rule. Whenever you feel the urge to buy something non-essential, wait a full day before deciding. During that time, reflect on whether the item will truly bring value to your life or if it's just a fleeting desire. Another tip, find healthier ways to manage your emotions, like exercising, meditating, or journaling. These activities not only improve your mental health, but also help you avoid impulse purchases. By addressing the root causes of emotional spending, you'll be able to redirect your resources toward goals that truly matter, like building wealth or achieving financial independence. Point 4, chasing instant gratification. Have you ever heard the phrase, patience is a virtue? When it comes to money, it couldn't be truer. One of the biggest differences between financially successful people and those who struggle is their ability to delay gratification. Many people fall into the trap of prioritizing short-term pleasures over long-term benefits. For example, instead of investing in a retirement fund, they might opt for a luxury vacation or the latest smartphone. While these experiences provide immediate satisfaction, they come at the expense of future financial security. Instant gratification creates a cycle of short-sighted decisions that prevent wealth accumulation. Wealthy individuals understand the power of delayed gratification. They resist the temptation to indulge in unnecessary luxuries and focus on building assets that appreciate over time. To cultivate patience, start by setting clear long-term goals and visualizing the outcomes regularly. Whether it's owning a home, achieving early retirement, or funding your children's education, keeping these aspirations top of mind will motivate you to stay disciplined. Break larger objectives into smaller milestones and reward yourself modestly upon reaching each one. For instance, if your goal is to save $10,000, celebrate when you hit the first $1,000. By training yourself to think long-term, you'll develop the resilience needed to navigate challenges and achieve lasting prosperity. Point 5, overvaluing material status symbols. Here's a question for you. When you think of wealth, what comes to mind? For many people, it's flashy cars, designer clothes, or luxurious homes. But here's the twist. These things don't actually define true wealth. In fact, overvaluing material status symbols is one of the biggest financial mistakes people make. Imagine someone driving a brand new luxury car worth $50,000 while earning just $30,000 a year. How do they afford it? Chances are they finance it with massive loan or racked up credit card debt. Sure, they might look successful on the outside, but behind the scenes, their financial foundation is crumbling. The truth is, appearances can be deceiving. Successful individuals know that real wealth isn't about what you show off. It's about what you accumulate. Take Warren Buffett, for example. Despite being one of the richest people in the world, he still lives in the same modest home he bought decades ago. Why? Because he understands that true wealth is measured by your net worth, not your possessions. To shift your mindset, start focusing on building assets rather than buying liabilities. For instance, instead of splurging on a fancy watch, consider investing in stocks, real estate, or a side business that generates passive income. These investments may not look glamorous right away, but over time, they'll grow in value and provide lasting financial security. Remember, the goal isn't to impress others. It's to build a life of freedom and stability for yourself. Point 6, avoiding financial education. Let's talk about something we all know deep down but often ignore: financial education. Think about it. Most of us spend years learning math, science, and history in school, but how much time do we actually spend learning about money? Not enough, right? Many people go through life without understanding basic concepts like compound interest, investing, or even how to read a credit report. As a result, they end up making costly mistakes, like falling for get-rich-quick schemes or paying unnecessary fees on loans. Without proper knowledge, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and stuck in a cycle of financial struggle. The good news is, it's never too late to start learning. Wealthy individuals prioritize financial education because they know it's the key to making smarter decisions. Start small by reading books or listening to podcasts about personal finance. Some great beginner-friendly resources include Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. Once you're comfortable with the basics, dive deeper into topics like investing, tax strategies, or entrepreneurship. You don't need to become an expert overnight. Just commit to learning a little bit every day. For example, set aside 10 minutes each evening to read an article or watch a video about money management. Over time, these small efforts will add up, giving you the confidence and skills to take control of your financial future. Point 7. Relying solely on a paycheck. Raise your hand if this sounds familiar. You wake up, go to work, collect your paycheck, and repeat the process week after week, month after month. While having a steady income is essential, relying solely on a paycheck can leave you financially vulnerable. Imagine losing your job or facing an unexpected medical emergency. What would happen if your only source of income disappeared overnight? Many people fall into this trap because they equate working hard with financial success. But the reality is, trading time for money alone won't make you wealthy. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole at the bottom. You're constantly working, but your financial foundation never gets stronger. Financially successful people understand the importance of diversifying their income streams. Instead of depending entirely on a salary, they invest in assets like rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or businesses that generate passive income. Even starting small, like freelancing on weekends or selling handmade crafts online, can provide an additional revenue stream. Here's how you can get started. Assess your skills and interests. Are you good at graphic design, writing, or teaching? Could you turn a hobby into a side hustle? Once you've identified potential opportunities, reinvest your earnings into ventures with higher growth potential. By expanding your income sources, you will create a more resilient and prosperous financial life. Remember, your paycheck is just the beginning, not the end, of your wealth-building journey. Point 8. Fearing risk too much. Do you ever find yourself hesitating to take financial risks because you're afraid of losing money? If so, you're not alone. Fear of risk is one of the biggest barriers to financial growth. Many people avoid investing in stocks, starting a business, or exploring new opportunities because they worry about failure. While it's natural to want to protect what you have, playing it too safe can actually hold you back. For example, keeping all your savings in a low-interest bank account might feel secure, but it won't help you build wealth over time. Inflation will eat away at your purchasing power, leaving you worse off in the long run. Wealthy individuals understand the difference between reckless gambling and calculated risk-taking. They weigh potential rewards against possible drawbacks and make informed decisions based on research and analysis. If you're hesitant to step outside your comfort zone, start small by educating yourself about different investment vehicles and their associated risks. Consider consulting with a financial advisor to develop a strategy tailored to your goals and risk tolerance. Begin with low-risk options like index funds or bonds before moving on to more ambitious projects. Remember, every successful entrepreneur or investor started somewhere, and embracing uncertainty is often the first step toward extraordinary achievements. So ask yourself, what's one small risk you can take today that could lead to big rewards tomorrow? Point 9. Blaming external circumstances. How often do we hear phrases like, "I'm broke because my boss doesn't pay me enough," or "the economy is terrible, so there's nothing I can do"? Blaming external circumstances is a common habit among people who struggle financially. While it's true that systemic issues and external factors play a role, focusing solely on them can foster a sense of helplessness. This victim mentality prevents individuals from recognizing their agency and pursuing solutions. For example, instead of complaining about low wages, why not explore ways to increase your income or improve your skills? The truth is, no matter how tough your situation may seem, there's always something you can control. Successful individuals adopt a proactive mindset. They acknowledge challenges but focus on what they can change, such as their attitude, effort, or decision-making. For instance, if you're unhappy with your current job, take steps to upskill or network with professionals in your desired field. If you're struggling with debt, create a repayment plan and stick to it. Here's a simple exercise to shift your perspective. Whenever you catch yourself blaming external factors, pause and ask, "What's one thing I could do differently today?" It could be as small as setting aside $5 for savings or researching a new side hustle. By taking ownership of your choices and committing to incremental improvements, you'll empower yourself to overcome adversity and achieve lasting success. Point 10. Ignoring retirement planning. Picture this. You're in your mid-40s and suddenly retirement feels closer than ever. But when you check your savings account, you realize you haven't saved nearly enough to support yourself during your golden years. Sounds scary? Unfortunately, it's a reality for far too many people. Ignoring retirement planning is one of the most common and costly mistakes individuals make. Many people assume they have plenty of time to save or believe they'll figure out later. But delaying contributions to retirement accounts means missing out on the power of compound interest, which allows your money to grow exponentially over time. To avoid this pitfall, prioritize retirement savings as soon as possible. Even if you're just starting out, open a retirement account, such as an individual retirement account, IRA, or employer-sponsored 401k, and contribute consistently. If your employer offers matching contributions, take full advantage. It's essentially free money. Automate your contributions to ensure you stay disciplined, even during busy or challenging times. Don't worry if you can only afford to save a small amount initially. The key is to start early and increase your contributions as your income grows. For example, aim to save at least 10% of your income annually. By planning ahead and leveraging the magic of compound interest, you'll set yourself up for a comfortable and stress-free retirement. After all, wouldn't it be amazing to enjoy your later years without worrying about money? Point 11. Surrounding themselves with negative influences. Have you ever heard the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"? It turns out there's a lot of truth to that. The company we keep plays a crucial role in shaping our attitudes and behaviors, including those related to money. Many people surround themselves with individuals who discourage ambition or promote destructive financial habits. For instance, friends who mock saving or investing might convince you that frugality is boring or uncool. Similarly, family members who criticize entrepreneurship could dissuade you from pursuing innovative ideas. These negative influences create an environment where financial growth feels unsupported or even frowned upon. Successful individuals recognize the importance of surrounding themselves with positive, like-minded peers who inspire growth and accountability. They seek mentors, join networking groups, and engage with communities that share their values and aspirations. To cultivate a supportive network, evaluate your current relationships and identify those that uplift versus drain you. Distance yourself from toxic influences and actively connect with people who embody the traits you admire, such as discipline, resilience, and ambition. Attend workshops, conferences, or local meetups focused on personal development and financial literacy. By immersing yourself in an empowering environment, you'll find the encouragement and guidance needed to reach new heights. Remember, success isn't a solo journey, it's a team effort. Point 12. Failing to set clear goals. Imagine setting sail without a destination in mind. Sounds chaotic, right? Yet, that's exactly what many people do with their finances. Failing to set clear goals is one of the biggest reasons people drift aimlessly, reacting to immediate needs without considering their long-term vision. For example, someone might work hard to pay bills each month, but fail to plan for milestones like homeownership, education, or retirement. This lack of direction leads to wasted effort and missed opportunities. Without a roadmap, it's easy to lose motivation or become overwhelmed by the sheer number of tasks required to build wealth. Successful individuals set specific, actionable goals and create detailed plans to accomplish them. They break down large objectives into manageable steps and track their progress regularly. To implement this strategy, start by defining what financial success looks like for you. Is it achieving debt-free status, building a 7-figure net worth, or funding your dream vacation? Write down your goals and assign deadlines to each one. Then, outline the actions needed to reach them, such as increasing your income, reducing expenses, or investing wisely. Review your goals frequently to stay focused and adjust as circumstances change. For example, if your goal is to save $20,000 in 2 years, calculate how much you need to set aside each month and automate the process. By setting clear intentions and following through with consistent effort, you'll transform vague dreams into tangible realities. And who knows, your small step today could be the beginning of a journey to financial freedom. All right, friends, we've covered 12 habits that might be holding you back from achieving financial success. And more importantly, we've talked about how to fix them. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Start small, stay consistent, and celebrate each step forward. Whether it's creating a budget, investing in your education, or surrounding yourself with positive influences, every action you take brings you closer to your goals. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might benefit. Together, let's build a community of empowered individuals ready to take charge of their financial futures. Until next time, keep striving for excellence, and I'll see you in the next video.